Okay, rule 15, let's go over the answers on start on page 60. Okay, so you're underlining the adverb and then you're writing how, when, where, or to what extent. So Roger worked hard on his persuasive speech. So hard is underlined, and that's how. He researched late into the night. That's when. He looked everywhere for information. Bit of a clue in that one. Where? He wrote feverishly. That's how he wrote. On the day of the report, he arrived at school early. That describes when. When he was called on, Roger read his speech loudly. That describes how he read it. He spoke clearly. That's another how. He used hand gestures frequently. That's a when. He wisely remembered to include audio-visual prompts. That's a how. He even engaged his audience often. That's a when. Roger thought he did a very good job overall. So that's a to what extent, and so is the last one. Roger's teacher agreed. Roger presented an exceptionally effective speech. That is a to what extent. Okay, let's go on to the next one. Okay, write the correct adverb in each sentence. And I think, like I explained in the previous video, I think we just know whether these sound right. So my mum drives more carefully than my dad. I scored better on my math paper than I did on my history. I did worse in my health class than I did in science. Tiasha works more quickly than her friend Sissy. That bird sings more sweetly than your other one. Keith asked most politely of all to be excused for lunch. Sally asked to get a drink most often of all the kids in our class. Mrs. Smith's class walked to the gym more noisily than Mr. Dean's class. All right, and let's do the last one. Okay, on the lines provided, write whether each underlined adverb describes a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. Kenny really likes to play baseball. That's a verb. Susie exercises daily. That describes the verb. We will leave very early Saturday morning. That describes the adverb early. Kenny writes a report about Tina's progress daily. So he writes daily, describing the verb. That was an incredibly beautiful sunset, describing the adjective. Incredibly beautiful. Beautiful is the adjective. The bus driver drives to school carefully each day. Drives carefully. So carefully describes the verb. There was an extremely difficult word problem on last night's maths homework. Extremely difficult. Difficult is the adjective. Extremely difficult. Serge laughed loudly at the funny clouds in the parade. He laughed is the verb. He laughed loudly. Ask politely. Ask is the verb, so politely describes the verb. Mavis worked really hard on her flute solo. So really hard, hard is the adverb. She worked really hard. Clint never eats anything green. Never eats. Eats is the verb, so it describes the verb. Okay, on the line, write whether each underlined word is an adjective or an adverb. Okay. Sandra is a fast runner. It's an adjective. Larry runs fast is an adverb because it describes the verb. The early bird catches the worm. It's an adjective because it's describing the bird, and the bird is a noun. I will be at the meeting early is an adverb. I will be early, describing the verb. All right, good job. You guys can comment and let me know how you got on both Rule 14 and Rule 15. Good job. That's you finished your grammar for this week.